I want to touch on Gini Wijnaldum because last week, great performance from him, a goal against Wolves, but this time round, pretty much the complete opposite, Stephen.
Yeah, a really tough day for him. Just couldn't find his rhythm at all. Wasn't allowed to get into his rhythm from the pressing of the Fulham midfield. Again, the spaces that Fulham, I mean, we saw from the clips earlier on how organised Fulham were in both defence and midfield and how compact they made it. To try and find spaces against Fulham's midfield was hugely difficult for him. But it just looked like his touch was off a slight bit. And when you are getting closed down the way Fulham are closing down, you only have to be off your game by a split second, and it can change so much for you. So a game that he won't reflect on with fond memories. Obviously, he won the penalty from the free kick, but just wasn't quite his day today. I think if Liverpool had had more options off the bench in that midfield area, he possibly would have left the field a little bit earlier.
The thing about Gini is he's been a vital side to this Liverpool side, a vital side to Jurgen Klopp as well. And we've seen what he's capable of. On top of it, his contract is a big question here because he's free to talk to other clubs in just a matter of weeks. Would you keep him, bearing in mind he's turning 31 next year, Stephen?
100% I would. To go into the market and to try and buy someone like Gini Wijnaldum, you're looking, I don't know, 50, 60 million pounds. Do Liverpool have the finances to be able to do that after the pandemic? I don't think they do. They've obviously bought Thiago into the squad as well. But one thing you will say is when Liverpool bought in Naby Keita, they bought in Fabinho, everyone thought that was the end of Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum's game lifted hugely, showed his importance. We all remember his key role coming off the bench in the Barcelona game. He was disappointed to start that. He was outstanding in the Champions League final. And he is Jurgen Klopp's go-to man in midfield. He knows what he gets from him. He knows his ability, knows his capabilities. Plays a little bit of a different role for Holland and scores a lot of goals from midfield, but fits into Liverpool's system so well. And he will help the younger players coming through and being able to nurture them as well. It's now, I personally just think it's a decision whether Wijnaldum thinks, I mean, we've all seen the links with Barcelona, whether he wants to go and put Barcelona on this CV, which is a massive project over the next 4 or 5 years of rebuilding, or whether he thinks I'm at the age now where I'm coming to 31. Liverpool are in an incredible moment. I'm at the club I need to be at.
What about you, Bobby? You think it's worth keeping Gini Wijnaldum?
Yeah, definitely. Like Stephen said, you know, just trying to get somebody of that quality at a reasonable price is non-existent. You know, you've got to find a diamond in the rough, really, and you know exactly what you're going to get from him. So for me, certainly re-sign him. And try and keep him there for a couple of years. Like you say, he's a good lad. He works hard. Everybody looks up to him. So for those young lads that are always coming through over the last couple of years at Liverpool, he's certainly one to help those guys as well.
Well, he is coming to that age where we should expect a bit of decline over the next few years of Gini Wijnaldum. Perhaps someone like Curtis Jones could be moulded into his position, you think, Stephen?
Yeah, I think he's definitely learning. The thing with Curtis Jones is I look at him and it's... I think it's great to see because you see he's taken traits off all the midfielders in the club and he's trying to learn. Now, when I first saw Curtis Jones was as an 17-year-old playing for Steven Gerrard's under-18s at Liverpool. He was an out-and-out winger. He played in the position that Sadio Mane plays in, and he didn't know when to pass the ball. He was a dribbler. Now we'll watch him, and he is brilliant defensively at pressing, outstanding at doing that. Would I have saw that in him as a 16, 17-year-old? I probably wouldn't have. So what it tells you about him is that he's got the capability to learn very, very quickly on the job. And what you're seeing from him now is he's 1 and 2 touch football, when to play. But then, like we saw on the run for the opportunity where he nearly scored the goal, he has that capability to beat players as well. And as he's maturing, as he's growing with confidence playing for the first team, we're seeing that more and more. Give me the ball. I want to get on the ball. I'm going to show something that can make something happen. He's an outstanding talent. And don't forget, he's come in as a youngster into the Premier League champions now. And he's staking a claim for a position. I know Liverpool have had injuries, but if you weren't good enough, he'd have put Jordan Henderson in there, and he'd have brought one of the youngsters on in central defence as well.